Hi. I was working on something else and decided I really ought to show you this. I think I have shown this in other, like in a live stream and stuff like that, but I don't think I've ever made a video about this. And it dawned on me that some of you may have these and not see its potential. Very many of you probably already have, but I just really wanted to show it to you. These are border punches. And they are border punches that have sort of an individual type design. They're not just I don't know, a scroll or anything like that. They actually have little designs. And besides the fact that you can use the piece I'm going to make as a whole strip, you can also cut it apart and make embellishments with it. So I thought I'd show you what I'm talking about today. The first thing you have to do is decide which punch you're going to use, and then you have to do some measuring. And what we're going to measure is the depth of the actual design. And when I put my ruler on here, I've got about a ½ inch. So if I'm going to get an embellishment or a complete little flower out of this, I have to have double that ½ inch. So I need a 1-inch strip. Okay. If I go to this one and I measure, this is 1 1/4, and I cut my strip wrong. I wrote it down, and then I've always written it down. It's been written down forever, and then I cut my strip wrong. So I'm going to go back here and cut a 2½ inch strip because this design is 1 1/4 inches. I don't know what I was thinking. So much for getting myself ready so you didn't have to watch me cut paper. Okay, so to reiterate, this strip for this one needs to be twice the size of the design. The same is true with this one. It needs to be twice the size of the design. Then what we do is we punch one whole side. Now, I'm always very, very careful on how I start this, and I start it with this edge right there. Now, you don't have to. You could start it here, and then you would just remember where you started. That's the important part. Remember where you started, okay? I just start on the edge. And there's a lip on the back of these right here where this bumps up against, and you want to keep those all snug. And as I come down and punch my design, I have to make sure that this one lines up right on top and that the edge over here stays bumped up against that design. And I just continue my whole strip. If I only wanted one, I could just punch one, but okay. Now I have a border, but I want an embellishment. So I'm going to flip this over like so. I'm going to put it back in. And like I said, it's 2½ inches wide, so it's double the size of the design. And I am going to line this up again right on the edge, making sure all of my back is lined up against the back of it. And I'm going to just do exactly what I did before on the first side with the second side. now I have a little strip of embellishments that I can just cut apart right here at the tips, and I can have individual and develop. Now I could use this as a strip of flowers too, but I can also cut it apart and have embellishments. So I was going to do this other one just so you can see. I do the exact same thing with the narrow one. But I thought I'd show you what it looks like. May not do the whole thing. Okay, so I have a border, and if I turn it over, line it up. Now, this particular one, because there's actually a hole right here, you see that hole in the center for the border? There's going to be sort of two little holes in the middle, and it's fine. I can still cut it apart and have some fun embellishments. And once again, I make sure to line it up. Wherever you start, you need to make sure you always line up the same. I wouldn't normally punch this sideways like this. I'd have it my head over it, stuff like that. So it's a little harder when you're doing a video. And now I have, again, have some cute little embellishments that I can cut apart. Might have to round this one up just a little bit, but it looks just fine. See? So to reiterate, this one you measure from the edge to this edge of your design and double that for your strip. Now I did go ahead and write this on my punches. I've had it written that way for a while because you always have to remember stuff, and it's easier to remember things if it's already written down. So I hope this gives you some ideas. That's the whole point of my doing videos, is to give you all ideas. So I hope it helps. Go have fun. Make some art. Bye-bye.